story will be very different. I'm thinking of a saying that when your house is smoking, you need to know that somebody else's house is on the ground already, engulfed on fire. So I feel your pain. I came into the United States in 1991 as a dependent to my husband who came to school. So I came in as an immigrant. And I came in with the F1 visa, which is not a legal permanent resident. It's just an F1 visa that my husband had, and I had F2 visa, which did not allow me to work. My Social Security card, just February this year, is when it was changed to me allowed to be able to work. I was not allowed to work for some time. After 11 years of being in the United States, that's when I received a green card. And it took us that long to receive a green card because, first of all, we are from Africa. It doesn't matter how you come in here, but you have to be able to show that you are important to the society. What can you bring to the society? That's what they asked my husband. He said, yes, we know that you went to school, he came in to take a master's, finished master's, he took his PhD, finished that, and still they ask him, what do you have that you can show us for us to give you a green card? So it took a lot of people talking on our behalf in order for him to get a green card. And after we received our green card, mine was misprinted. My birth date was not my birth date on my card. And I went back to get it changed, and they say that, no, we cannot change it. You have to pay all the money that you paid to receive it in order to change it. So I decided that I'm not going to find a job. I'm not going to work. I'm going to stay home and be a mom and raise my children to make sure that the culture shock that I have with this society, I will teach them about my culture, which has become my biggest success story with my son, who is a pre-med at A&T right now, sophomore, and he has a guaranteed spot to ECU Medical School when he finishes. So that's my first degree for me. I received my first degree in 2009 in accounting. That has been like more than, I think 10 years. More than 10 years since I came here to receive my first degree, because I decided that I'm going to stay home and I'm going to teach my children my values, and I'm going to make sure that my children knows my values, and I will teach them the good values of America, because there are good values here, but I am going to make sure that they understand that the advantages they have, other people do not have, like you. So, and I think my son took that to heart. That's why he is where he is right now. Because I told him, you have education, you have it free, you can get it free, and other people cannot get it. So use it to the fullest. When my husband took his PhD, that's when I really experienced the gap that this country has about black and white. And as soon as my fellow alumni from Impact spoke, I graduated a year before you. As soon as she spoke, I remember that when we moved to Mississippi State, that's where my husband took his PhD. We lived in a campus, and I asked, where can I send my son to a daycare? And they said, we don't know. You need to figure out yourself, because we live in campus, and one side of the town is black, one side of the town is white. So I said, okay, I think I recognize the color more, so I'm going to go to black and put my son in that daycare. And after 1 week, he comes back with a stomach ache, and so I went back to school and I said, he's getting stomach ache, what is going on? Oh, he's not eating, maybe it's your African food that he's used to. And I said, okay, so I went back and started asking a couple of my friends and said, Esther, you need to know, to white you are black, to blacks you are them Africans. You sold them. So you need to know that. It was very hard living in Mississippi. It was not the United States, it's another country to me. That's how I call it. Because coming into Nashville, Knoxville, Tennessee, you have that diversity in Tennessee. You have that love of hospitality, and then you get to Mississippi, you are just in another country. So I didn't know about that. I had advantages. Now I speak fluent English, but I have advantages because when I came in with my husband who was educated. He took his BS in Europe, so he knows all about learning other languages. He speaks like 5, 6 languages. So he said the only way you can learn a language is I have to throw you into the wolves and put me in the technical school with nobody who speaks Swahili. So I had to learn English the hard way and faster. But that was my advantage, having somebody who told me you have to go to school, you have to learn, you have to make sure that you educate yourself. And that led to me getting my accounting degree. And 2010, it led me to starting ELIMU. ELIMU Empowerment Services advocate for refugee students. And I do that because I know what I did for my son to be where he is, and my other 2 children. I know that without having advocacy in schools and without a parent walking into school and pushing for education, then your children will be left behind. Even though they say that there's no child left behind, it's not the same for refugees. And I'm not saying immigrant, I'm saying refugees, because immigrants, apart from Latino, immigrants who come here by themselves, they come with the parents who know why they're here. They know that mainly Africans, they come here because they come for education. So they know how to push their children. Latino right now in schools, especially in Guilford County schools, they are represented by that ESL department. The ESL department is really working so hard, making sure that in schools they are advocates right inside the schools. But when I walked into the schools here at Guilford County schools, the other languages are not represented the way they're supposed to. Those students are being pushed to just finish school, being pushed to go and to be pushed out of the school. Okay, let's send them to school so that they can finish like everybody else and know that they're finished. And I refuse that, because I know that if you have advocacy in schools, then you will be able to walk in and say, my child can take an AP class. My child can register and do ACT and ACT just like everybody else. And my child can apply for university or a college that is not just a technical college, because that's what every refugee student come to me, tell me that. I am supposed to go to GTCC, that's all I'm supposed to do. So I don't have to worry about applying everywhere else. So with ELIMU, now that is getting to the point where it's not just a one-woman organization, because that's what it was before. I was just this one-woman organization who is an Oyela. And I thought I need to bring other people in before Oyela gets shot. I needed it to be an organization that can really stand and get recognized in the city. And now we have after-school program at A&T that caters for not just a refugee student but immigrants, because bringing in immigrants to see what refugee students are struggling with, and to bring those parents to be advocates for the refugee students is really helping us. We, at the same time, we are looking into starting our first summer program. We are working with women and men for interpretation services in the hospitals. I will say we, but mainly is me, have spent a lot of time in hospitals advocating and in doing interpretation for different parents. I have been outside the operating room for hours so that that doctor will be able to do the assessment with that patient before they go in. To be able to ask them if you have anything in your body, you have a steel, metal, or something like that. That is something that operation cannot be done without those questions. I have been with the parents and mothers who had to have a colonoscopy, and it was put off for years because they couldn't answer questions. and they couldn't understand the procedure. So I had to stand there, sometimes with male patients. That is very embarrassing, going through that process, but then they turn around to me and they say, "You are our sister now, so you have to talk. It doesn't matter how gross it is." So looking at that, for me, I will just urge that we as a society here in Greensboro, we need to reach out to agencies that work with refugees. All of our city government knows is that the refugees are coming in and they're being taken care by the agencies, by resettlement agencies. Resettlement agencies have only 3 months. 6 months top with paying the rent, and that money is gone. And as soon as they get out of their hands, they're struggling. If I ask you, if you go to a country that speaks Swahili, and you have no idea, you don't even have one word of Swahili from your mouth, and then get dropped there, get a help for 3 months, somebody who goes to the DSS with you, to the hospitals with you, and everywhere else with you for 3 months, and then let you go. I don't think you have the language to be able to represent yourself. And that's what the resettlement agencies do. And it's not their fault, because that's how much they're given. That's how much they're given to just take care of these people. But we need to push out to our city government to make sure that they recognize that resettlement agencies and faith organizations will not be able to take care of these people. It's the city of Greensboro itself needs to be able to do that. Needs to be able to put that in their budget. Because as I sat down with, when I went through City Academy, I sat down with the mayor and the city manager and presented how refugees come here and how they struggle after 3 months. They said, "We know this is just a faith group, and faith groups are supposed to take care of these people." Faith groups are charity organizations. They have to get money from everywhere else to take care of people. They cannot take care of a household of 10 children and parents and pay their rent every day. Things need to be changed. Resettlement agencies sit people in their home, in the private housing, because they cannot get them space in the government housing. This private housing are $600 a month. So a little bit of money that they're given to take care of them, it doesn't stay that long. 6 months of rent is gone, and food and shelter. And then they said, "Oh, you have food stamp, you will survive." Food stamp just buy their food. It doesn't buy soap. It doesn't buy toilet papers. And I'm saying that because those are our basic needs. It doesn't buy those things. And they put uniforms and clothes for their kids. So by 6 months, when they are not under the resettlement agencies, they are left alone with no job that can pay them enough to do that. Then somebody like me is the one who gets a call. My food stamp just paid for food enough for 3 weeks. Now I'm left with 1 week with no food. So we have been to a lot of food banks looking for food. We have taken money from our pockets. And if I had sponsors here, they will tell you the same thing. They have taken money out of their pockets to sustain these people. So educate yourself. We had started RING, which is Refugee, Immigrant, and Networking, in a Guilford County school, Guilford County. And it's not doing well because of the lack of advertising it, but not just that. It's just because people are not educated enough to know where these people are taken care of, where the agencies are. So with a handful of us who are here, just reach out and find out where are these people taken care of, where people are gathering to try to look at the needs. And I am one agency that just does concentrate on the students, but so many of other agencies that concentrate on adults because we cannot just concentrate on students without looking at the adults out there. And they need more of your voices, more of other people's voices, more of financial institution voices. And one issue that I usually don't touch, and I really want to touch it right now, and I want to put it out there. I know it's all over the place. People are telling me don't talk about that. I need to talk about that. Because one of the parents approached me yesterday and said this. The refugees who come here, they are brought by UN. But what nobody else knows, except for the agencies that work with them, is that they're supposed to pay the ticket that brought them here. What I don't understand is, these are displaced people. They're coming from the countries that they cannot go back. You're bringing them here to get a better life and to have a new country. But at the same time, you turn around and ask them to pay $10,000 ticket. Because these are 10 people in one house. So their tickets, all of them together, amounts to 10,000 something. And they're supposed to pay that. And this particular parent has handicap, so he cannot work. He gets SSI. SSI pays for his rent, pays for his clothing, pays for other things that food stamp do not pay. But then he has to take money out of that and pay back his ticket. I'm asking, is this something that cannot be written off? And the organizations that have bought this ticket, organization from here in the United States, I have researched them. They get their donation from people and grant money. So why do you want that money back? It's not like you're going to pay back somewhere. So I am here just to make you aware. I came in as an immigrant. I came in with advantages. I came in with a husband who now he's a professor at A&T. So I have advantages. But the people I'm serving do not have the advantages I have. My children have those advantages. But the people I'm serving, they don't have those advantages. So my success story is Elimu Empowerment Services. It's a very small organization. It's right there. It's serving these people, but saving from my pocket. Up to now, my students, I transport them to A&T. I do 2-3 trips to A&T every afternoon. Pick them from home to A&T, after school program, take them home. And my son does another trip. The small transportation that we just received with the group for college, Banner Center, that helps us 2 days a week. So, agents like mine is not just one. There are more out there that needs financial institutions. They need individuals. They need companies, corporations to just reach out and find out how can you help more. Because what we're doing is just charity out of our own hands. So I'll stop there.
Thank you.